Welcome back to the Decidedly Local podcast. I'm Jeremy. I hope that you are having a great holiday season. No matter how you celebrate, I hope it's been enjoyable. I hope that it has involved friends and family and time for reflection. We've had a great holiday season, and that's what I want to talk about today. First of all, you'll notice if you watch the podcast that I seem to have a revolving studio, and that's because it is. I don't have a location set for where to do the podcast yet. I'm working on different things and we're just figuring it out. As we have gone through this holiday season, we've been very, very busy going to a lot of different events. And as I started to reflect upon and enjoy a lot of these events, I was again reminded of how lucky we are to live in this community because the arts are so strong. Now, I barely know how to spell the word art, and so I'm really not, I don't consider myself an artist, but I can enjoy it. I really appreciate it. And my holiday season and my life in general in Saranac Lake has been dramatically improved because of all of you creative people that give back to the community and share your creative talents. And maybe halfway through the season, as we were enjoying different events, it really just dawned on me again how lucky we are. And quite frankly, I think that we have more than our fair share, more than what we deserve for our population, both in Saranac Lake, but also the Tri-Lakes. So I wanted to share, I've got a list, and this is a partial list. And please, if I'm sure I missed different activities and events that happened during the holiday season that were artistic in nature, but here's just a partial list. And when you put all these things together, it really helps remind us how lucky we are. St. Bernard's School Christmas Pageant. Have you been to that lately? Always amazing. The Dance Sanctuary Recital. It's over a couple days. I think one of the things about the Dance Sanctuary Recital, well, there's many very cool things about it, but they have a performance in Tupper Lake also, and I just think that crossover is pretty cool. We're so lucky that Tupper Lake has great venues for the recital. A lot of people involved, and people go just because they may not have a son or daughter in the performance, but it is quite the performance, and it's become a staple for our holiday season here. Northern Lights Choir Winter Concert. This I was able to go to. It was a packed house. There was not a seat to be found at St. Bernard's Church, and it was awesome. It was amazing. The quality was amazing. It brought people together. I can't say enough about it. Pendragon Theater, Gift of the Magi. Pendragon Theater, as you know, they're selling their existing building. They've got this brand new building that's almost completed on Church Street. It's going to be awesome. But in the meantime, they're without a home, but they put on the Gift of the Magi performance over 3 days, and that was great. And one of the great things about it was that it was in 3 different venues. It was at the Saranac Lake Baptist Church, the Saranac Lake Methodist Church, and at LPCA. What are they calling it now? Lake Placid Arts Center. Again, amazing venues. Everybody shares space. Everybody works together to make these types of things happen, and it was awesome. How about the Saranac Lake High School Winter Concert? Again, another event that people go to, even if they don't have kids in performing. And that just shows you the quality of the performances that the teachers and students put on every year. What about North Country New Year? It was previously First Night Saranac Lake, and a couple of years ago was restarted and rebranded as North Country New Year, bringing talent from all over the North Country to Saranac Lake on New Year's Eve for a family-friendly event. Lots of creativity, lots of art, music, performances, and it's right here in Saranac Lake. And people are traveling to it because there's nothing like it anywhere around. We always kick off the holiday season here with Sparkle Village. That goes without saying. The creativity abounds at Sparkle Village. I just love wandering through and seeing what people have for sale, what they've made, and what they're sharing with people. And lastly, last but not least by any means, is Mountain Music Studios. Mountain Music Studios provides voice and instrument lessons and to kids and grown-ups. And I think most of their lessons and practices happen over at Trestle Street, which is a great little place if you are not aware of it. And that's on Woodruff Street. And this year they had they've had it for a couple of years now. They had a winter recital where all of the students were able to participate and share their growing music talents with people in the audience. Again, I am sure this is a partial list, but when you put it all I like making these types of lists because when you put it all together, it really helps remind us of how lucky we are and how much is going on. I hope that you were able to partake of some of these events. And if you did, then your holiday season was brightened, no doubt. And if not, stay tuned for next year. Last thing I wanted to just say about this is that a lot of times in society and government, we try to calculate the benefit of the arts through the dollars and cents generated in order to justify support. And I understand that. If you can prove that supporting the arts has a positive return on the investment, whether that investment is coming from public funds or philanthropic funds, that's great. That's what everybody wants. But I think there's also limitations to that. And I don't think I'm sharing anything any of you don't know. But for me, at least, this season, enjoying a lot of these different events, there wasn't a price. You couldn't calculate the dollars and cents impacts of these events, but as a whole, we know that they provide tremendous benefits to our community in so many different ways that are really hard to calculate. Whether it brings people together, whether it just puts a smile on your face, whether the participants get to practice and improve a craft. There's so many intangible benefits, and it just makes our community better. And I really feel, and tell me if you think differently, I really feel like we've got so much of it here. And I can't explain exactly why, but if you were to take the typical town of 5,000 people anywhere, I doubt it's common to have so many artistic people, art events, cultural and artistic events that happen on such a frequent basis. And we know it's not just the holiday season, it's all year round. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. Just making a list, checking it twice. Please tell me what I'm missing. I'll add it to my list and we'll talk about it again sometime. But I hope you continue to enjoy the holiday season and look forward to an amazing 2026. We will see you next time.